There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. What's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my newest endeavor. So what I'm doing right now, I'm working as a car salesman, all right? And why am I doing car sales? Well, first of all, I always wanted to do car sales. I always wanted to try it, and this is my trial. And I will say that I've learned a lot, about how sales works. I've already known how to sell certain things, but I really see what it takes to be a salesman. And I'm learning a lot of things from, about just sales in general, even though I'm pretty good at talking to people and things like that. And I am happy to announce that I have sold my first car today. So yes, I sold my first car. It's a 2024 Toyota Camry. It's really nice. It's all red. I'm gonna drop a clip of it in this video. I got some footage of it before I left or whatever. But it's a really nice car. I learned a lot about different types of cars, different models, different styles of cars, whether or not it's what makes a truck, what makes a car. I've learned a lot just educating yourself. Now I'm a car person, so I love being around cars. I'm a car person. And I definitely have newfound respect for salespeople. And it is a very interesting, place to be. As far as just to be a salesman of that sort. You kind of gotta, if you want to really be successful, you gotta be a dog, okay? You gotta be a dog, all right? Now, why did I choose to do car sales? Like I said, one, I always wanted to sell cars. I always wanted to try it. Ever since I was young, I got a taste of the referral game. I was doing a lot of referrals. I actually got in trouble for it in the military. I was doing a little too much and they put a stop to that, all right? So I always wanted to get back into it ever since then. And then to be able to be in a space where you can kind of control, you can't really control how much money you make, but if you grind, they say if you grind, you increase your chances, of course, of being successful. And in car sales or in sales in general, if you can increase the amount of things that you sell, then you can increase your income. And so to be in control of how much money you make it was enticing. Well, it is enticing. So I wanted to see what it would be like. Now, mind you, I had no idea of how much money you can make per car, or how fast a car would sell, or how fast you can sell a car or not, how long in between cars it is that you may sell a car. I didn't understand any of that, all right? So I just dove straight in, I got my pay plan and I just went out here and just started tried it. And of course, however cars might have sold in the past, maybe 5-10 years ago, and how they do now is a completely different world. So so this is a huge learning experience. Now I even understand some things from a consumer standpoint that I am now on the opposite side of. I understand the other side better now, even that. Okay, so what is my plan moving forward? Now, I sold my first car. I actually have no idea how much money I made, because the way car sales works like this. You have a minimum that you can get per car, right? So no matter how much you sell, how many cars you sell, there's a minimum that you may get per car, right? And so that's part of your pay plan. That's what, the plan of your pay is, right? So there's a minimum that you get per car. And then there's also a percentage of the gross that you can get per car. Now, let's say the gross is the car company let's say the manufacturer, we're speaking in new cars, but the manufacturer, let's say it's Mitsubishi, right? Mitsubishi manufactures a car and then they sell that car to a dealership. The dealership buys that car. Let's say if the car is $25,000 from the manufacturer, the dealership buys it for $25,000 and then they mark it up. Depending on what they mark it up, they might mark it up $2,000, they might mark it up $5,000, but the manufacturer sells it to the dealer for $25,000, and the dealership, let's say they mark it up $2,000. So they mark it up $2,000, and depending on your pay plan, let's say if your pay plan is 20%, your pay plan gives you 20% of gross commission, right? So gross sales, not commission. Your commission is based off of 20% of whatever the difference is that's earned on the car. Not, I don't want to say gross. I don't know if that's the term gross, but the difference. So that $2,000 profit that would be between the $25,000 and the $27,000, that 20% profit, let's say it's $2,000. So 20% would be like $400. So, you get $400 out of the $2,000. That would be your commission, all right? And that would be, based off of that car. Now, let's say it was a situation where there was no money to be made on the deal, right? Like, let's say the dealership bought the car for $25,000 and they end up selling the car for $25,500, right? Then if you took 20% of the profit of, like, let's say the difference is $500. They said they bought it for $25,000. They sold it for $25,500. That $500 spread, you get 20% of that. 20% of that would be $100. So 20% of that, that's my brother calling. 20% of that would be $100. So according to the pay plan, your pay plan may say at a minimum you're going to get $200 per car. Okay, so even though that profit would have only been $100, they still gonna pay you $200 as your minimum per car for however many cars. So as I'm learning this stuff, it's other things that I can go into about pay, but I haven't actually been paid yet. I'm just trying to see how this all works, and I'm learning and stuff like that. So, people are saying, 15 cars, 20 cars, that kind of thing is, I don't know how much money you can actually make from it, but, I'm just learning, okay? Just learning, trying to see if it makes sense. But I will say that I'm going to give it a little more time before I transition out of it, because you have to be there a lot of hours. And I'm not used to working in like this many hours. I mean, because they say it's kind of like you're working for yourself, right? But you're not really, okay? You're not really working for yourself. Okay, what they say. But you are, but you aren't, But they say it's like working for yourself. And so, of course, if as an entrepreneur, I put in a ton of hours, right? You're never really off the clock when you're an entrepreneur. But if I consider myself working for somebody, I'm not used to putting this many hours in, except for in the military, right? And then there's no necessarily guarantee that you make the amount of, it needs to make sense. And there's no, at least from what I'm seeing, I don't know if there's a guarantee. I saw sales guys who didn't sell any cars last month. 0. That's crazy, okay? That's crazy in this car business. But the reason why I'm even trying it right now is because tax time, tax season. I look to see a lot of people coming in. It's tax season. I'm hoping that my thought was I come in now, tax season starts, around March and carries on through the summer, should see a lot of sales. And I was just gonna try it and see if it makes any sense. Now, the people who really make the big money are the finance managers. But, geez, I'll call you back, my boy. But the finance managers, they make, from what I hear, some of them making 30, 40, 50, $60,000 a month. I don't really know what all entails with that, but with me being an accountant, everybody's like, yo, you should, of course the general consensus is, hey, what are you doing being a salesman? The real money is in being a finance manager. Why don't you go do that? So I inquired about, hey, what does it take to even be a finance manager? And finance managers are not accountants or anything. They are salesmen or salespeople who have sold a ton of cars, who used to do crazy numbers, 30, 40, 50 cars a month. So on a consistent basis, not like a one-time thing or whatever. So Anyway, I just want to come on here. Now my sister calling me. So my brother and my sister calling me. All right, so I'm about to get off of here and do that. But I sold my first car today. Have no idea how much money I made yet. I will let you guys know. It was a brand new car, 2024. The lady came in, she had a baby. She was like, hey, I need a bigger vehicle. I did some cold calls. She called me back, hey, I need to come get a bigger vehicle. And if you guys can help me trade me out my other car and get me in something bigger, because I have this baby. I got a small car. I need at least a standard size or an SUV. So we're able to get into a beautiful red Toyota Camry 2024. That thing fire, you hear me? Now, I don't know how much money I made on that because it was a split deal. Basically you could sell half a car. So yeah, I sold half a car, okay? I didn't sell a full car. The reason I sold half a car is because she's my lead, but I'm brand new, don't know what I'm doing. So I split my commission with a car salesman who was established and knew all the processes. So they pretty much handled the deal for me. But yeah, so I got a half a car sale. I didn't know you can get a half of a sale, but you can, all right? So it's pretty common in this space. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We out. So this is the first car I sold right here. 2024 Toyota Camry. We just tinted the windows. Trucking is a $700 billion industry. It can literally change your life. Start your trucking business the right way and join my 90-day coaching program at citnconsulting.com. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.